meeting to order now. So we'll stand to say the pledge. Pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
John, you want to lead us in a prayer?
Oh, sure. In the name of the Father, and Son, and Holy Spirit. Oh, merciful, ever, forever merciful, glorious God, all praise and honor go to you. For the times we have fallen short, especially during this time of Lent, as we're coming up on Easter, we are sorry, we throw ourselves on your mercy, and we will try to do better with your help. Please forgive us. We thank you for bringing us together as a community. Help us to work together as a unit to get things that are done for our township that you want us to do to further betterment, to bring your kingdom to our community. We thank you for all the patriots that came before us, all the people that live in Homer Glen, all the people who elected this board, and even the people that disagree with us, because sometimes they make us think and what we're working on and then make it even better. And we ask all this through your Son, Jesus, who lives and reigns with you forever and ever. Amen. Amen. Father, Son, Holy Spirit.
And we'll call the roll.
Sure. Trustee Bonomo?
Here.
Trustee Conley?
Here.
Trustee Rivera?
Here.
Supervisor Balch?
Here.
Okay, we have a quorum.
Okay, is there any public comments? Does anyone sign up for that? Or anyone have a comment, public comment? No?
No one has signed up.
Okay, then we'll move on to the next thing. Clerk's report.
Sure. I'd like a motion to accept the resignation of Trustee Angela Adolph.
Motion.
I'll start the motion.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, so Conley and Bonomo.
Before you do it, I just want to let everybody know that Angela had to resign because of she had conflicts with her family and with her work, and she turned in a letter of resignation. And I told her she did a good job. And, if she wants to get involved with anything, just call and we'll put her on a committee or whatever she wants. But she decided that it was in her best interest not to be on because of that.
I'd just like to make a comment too about Angela. She was great to have on the board. We came in as a team, worked as a team. You have agreements, disagreements, whatever the case might be, but I thought she did a great job as a board member for Homer Township and represented us well.
I'll take a roll call then. Supervisor Balch?
Yes.
Trustee Conley?
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you. Okay, then I'd like a motion to accept the appointment of Mark Garwin as the Homer Township trustee.
I'll start the motion.
I'll second it.
And Mark was picked to be the trustee because it only makes sense. He was the elected collector. So Mark has been working with the township on various committees anyway. And he's been active with us from the beginning. And he was part of, when we ran for office, he was part of the group. So it just made sense to move him up since the people already voted for him once. So that's why he's going to take the spot. And then after Mark gets sworn in and stuff, then we're going to be talking about the collectors. So rather than being interrupted twice, Angel Shea is very active with the township also, and she's already volunteering to help Mike Bonomo on the senior committee. And she comes to all the meetings. She knows what's going on. So I figured that would be a good person to put as a collector. So with that, we can go to the roll call.
Okay, sure. I'm going to do a roll call on that one also. So Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Conley?
Yes.
Supervisor Balch?
Yes.
Okay, Mark, if you can proceed. Come on, stand up. I, Mark Mark Garwin,
I, Mark Allen,
do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
and I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office
of trustee to the best of my ability.
of trustee to the best of my ability.
Congratulations. Okay, now I need a motion to appoint Angel Shape as the Homer Township Collector.
Second motion.
Second.
Second.
All right, okay. I will do a roll call also for that. Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Conley?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
And Trustee Garwin?
Yes.
All right, motion passes, thank you. Oh, I'm sorry. Supervisor College.
Yes.
Was so excited to do Trustee Garwin, I forgot about Supervisor College.
Yeah, I'm overvoted anyway.
All right, if you could please raise your right hand. I, Angel Shape, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States
I will support the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties
of the office of tax collector
of the office of tax collector
to the best of my ability. All right, congratulations.
She's already digging in.
Cushy chair.
I need help with that?
So late, Jim.
All right, now I need okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the March 14th, 2022 monthly Township Board meeting minutes.
A motion.
Okay,
I'll second the motion.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Okay, motion passes. And I just wanted to update on the Homer Township Annual Parade, which will be held June 25th. We are going to be doing a rain date of June 26th for just in case. We have to cancel because of weather. And if anyone is interested, you can email me at thebosun@homertownship.com. Additionally, we are starting a half an hour earlier, so lineup will be at 9:30 and kickoff will be at 10:30. And we'd love to have any organization from Homer or Lockport come and join us. All right, and that concludes my report.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Okay, go to my report here, presentation of the Township tentative budget, general assistance, Founders Crossing General, Founders Crossing Bond, open space, park developer contributions, and town funds for fiscal year April 1st, 2022 through March 31st, 2023. The clerk published the notice of a public hearing scheduled for May 9th, 2022. And we also have it on the table here, so anybody wants a copy of it, it's up here. And we'll have it displayed at our office here, so anybody wants it, we can get it to you. And the good thing about it is, when you get your tax bill, look at the township side, and you can all smile. Because it went down quite a bit. When our assessor talks, it'll kind of give you an idea of what's going on. But we really did a good job as a board to cut the daylights out of your taxes. Okay, then there's next is a presentation by White Company on the assessment of the senior housing for the CBDG grant. And we have Reagan Freitag from White Company, so she's going to tell us what's going on.
Sure. We came out and looked at the senior living. First of all, I have to give you guys props to you for building, 20 years old. And you guys have really done a good job maintaining it for your seniors. With that being said, the main thing that we wanted to look at, building structure, your foundations, your slab on grade, your wood framing are all good. So there's no major improvements there, which would be major and safety issues and also costly, so there's no improvements needed there. But we took a look at the building envelope, the buildings, so we're talking about building structure, interior construction, interior finishes, interior miscellaneous like countertops and cabinets. The site itself, you know, you guys did some improvements on the driveway. There's just some curbs and grades on the sidewalks and stuff that would need to be improved. Mechanical, we took a look at those, your air cooler condensers that are definitely needed for an upgrade, electrical upgrades. And then plumbing, taking a look at the bathrooms. So there's some walk-in tubs that need to be installed in all of them. That's going to be easier for the seniors. In order to do that, we would need to move the toilet and the drain, so that became a little more intensive. But overall, there's 8 buildings, 30 units. There are, and then of course the new roof, which we all knew that there needed to be a new roof. So the all-in-all number, we have a scope, sent that to the Township yesterday. We have a scope, a 2-page report that we've sent, and the all-in cost for this was all the units, all the materials, including any design fees. The only design fees would be that bathroom, and then construction and labor. And the total cost is going to be $1,840,000. With a roof and some of the things, we were thinking around 1.6. But once we get in there, and we also added a little cushion there, just in case, because we are going for a grant. So we'd rather ask for more, and if need be, we can return that money, but it's hard to go back, especially when you're in the middle of a grant process. But as you go in, as we all know, the market is a little volatile right now, so we had to consider for the increase in costs and materials. So let's hope maybe once this project starts that, you know, we can save the village money on that. So, but this dollar amount and the scopes will be the full amount that we're asking for the grant. So we'll be going for that amount, it won't be on the township.
Okay.
Right? Now,
This is just more information. Okay.
okay, so item C is that we're scheduling a public hearing on May 9th, well, it's scheduled for May 9th, 2022, for a proposed CDBG grant for senior housing. And did you guys include something different for the Old Town Hall? Is that-
Yeah, we rushed the, so we did go in and looked at the town hall. That was part of the assessment. It's just not what we can ask the CDBG grant for. So we put a rush on the estimates because the grant application is due April 18th. So I had my guys put a rush on this and said, just hold off, because I want to make this a priority to make sure the application is done right for you guys.
Thank you.
Sure.
I need a motion to approve Homer Township Resolution HT 2022-0412-RAS1, sanctioning the application and authorizing the Township Supervisor and Clerk to execute all the required documents in compliance with the terms and conditions of the CDBG grant application for Lockport Heights Sanitary District. That's been an ongoing project. People don't know. They've been doing this since early 2000s. So every year we do the same thing. We're a pass-through for the sanitary district.
I'll start the motion.
I'll second.
Was that trustee Conley?
No.
Oh, Mark, I'm sorry. Okay.
You gotta call.
All right, and I will do a roll call. Okay. Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Trustee Garwin?
Yes.
Trustee Conley?
Yes.
Supervisor Bowledge?
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Thank you.
And the next item is something I talked with Mrs. Richardson. She's in the audience there, or what do you call it? I don't even know. She's there, she's sitting there, might not be the right term. But anyway, we agreed on a she preferred a 2-year lease, but the board, after I talked to everybody, they wanted, someone's car's getting robbed.
Got over Township.
But anyway, because we're going to be selling the property.
No, it's not mine.
So, rather than have a problem, we wanted to do like a month-to-month lease. And so she suggested that we do a year lease, but if we sell the property, it reverts to a month-to-month lease so that she can work it out with the new owners. And because we have, and I don't even know for sure if the new owners are taking where her horse farm is at. You know, they're going to do a presentation later on today, but if they are, it might not be the whole thing, or it might be a part of it, or whatever. But we can work something out. It's not going to happen right away anyway. So she's going to have a little time, and that's how we solve the problem. So, you know, it seemed like everything is okay, so I'd like to get a motion to approve this. And it's a motion to approve a 1-year lease agreement for $1,200 per year with the Richardson Horse Farm, with the exception of changing to month-to-month lease if the property is being sold. The lease will be prepared by our attorney. So I need a motion.
I'll second.
I'll take a roll call. Trustee Garwin?
Yes.
Trustee Conley?
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Supervisor College?
Yes.
Motion passes. Thank you.
Okay, the next item is going to be, well, we didn't know if we're going to be ready for it or not, so I just made sure I put it on there so there's a possible action on the Curdy and Walter farm. Next month, we'll be talking about the Curdy farm. And this month, the gentleman from, I'm going to say your name wrong, Laughlin Boyd. Close enough?
Yes.
Okay. That's the builder, and he's going to talk about the project we're going to do at the Welter farm. So you want to...
Get up and sing.
Yeah. You can give everybody a copy of that, you know, the diagrams. And then if they have questions, they'll ask me. No, and so this is the first step. There's a lot more to this process. You know, we have to approve it, then the village of Wilmer Glen, they're going to vote on it, and so it's you know, it doesn't happen overnight. But the idea behind this is going to be a real nice place for seniors to live, not in a duplex or a quad or any extra. It's going to be a real house with 4 walls. Right? So the houses are going to be about 1,200 square foot, give or take. So some are 1,000. Some are more than others. But what's happening is, I'm a senior, believe it or not. And you know what? If I was to sell my house, I want to go move into a house. I don't want to live in an apartment building, townhouse, and have neighbors right next to me blowing me out with the music and the whole thing. So, me and Carmen Morella and Grandpa Philio, we had nothing to do, so what the heck? I'll spend our weekends in the evenings figuring out how to do this stuff. So, that's kind of how this all came about. We brainstormed to figure out how we could do a plan, and then we made up books with all the different properties we have that we can do this stuff on. And then Bruce Laha from his real estate company was the first one to come up with a buyer, not a buyer, a builder, and going to build a project. And the way the project's going to work is that they build the houses and sell the houses, and the township owns the land, and the township will make money off of an assessment for the land, and the people that own the houses will take care of their own little house, little lot and little house. It won't be like giant size, 1,200 square foot is kind of like a little smaller than the house that I live in. And a lot of the other people that live here, it's about a little smaller, that's all. But 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, 2-car attached garage, and backyards. So it's like a win-win project because now the seniors will have something that will be affordable for them. When I'm saying affordable, I don't want to use the affordable word like they use the other way. I'm just saying it's reasonably priced. That's a better word. And so that means people that don't want to live in a house with the taxes are $10,000, $12,000 and they can't take care of it, have a place to go here so they can live here where they've been for most of their life and their kids are here. So with that, John, you want to take it away?
Basically, it's a 40-acre piece. And what there is there's duplex units on the perimeter here. You're coming in, they got the shopping center here, so behind the shopping center, you can come into here. So there's a row of duplexes here.
Not that.
And then these are all individual lots. There's 93 individual lots. And it would enter here, and there's another entrance through here too.
Can you show the board, John?
Give some copies to the board there.
Is there one more copy there?
There you go.
Yeah, nice. That's good. We're good. Thank you.
So this would be north, this would be south, west. So these individual units would be all in here, 93 of them. Township Farm would be in here. Some of the lots are designed as 3-car garages in case people do want to upgrade to a 3-car garage. And the duplexes will be running right along the front of here. So you've got 93 residential lots and you've got 40 duplex units. Any questions?
You guys, and the board, you guys see that? You guys got a question?
No, they're all going to be single family, you said they're all going to be single family homes, or?
First
You
off,
got a little on the perimeter.
The duplexes.
Oh, on the outside?
there's not a lot of them.
So bigger lots.
So what you have is 93 residential lots. And then you have 20 units, so this is 2.
That's not going to be dated. So this is one of the prep, this is the mall. Where's the mall? Maybe. The mall here.
Is this what's rolling? Yeah. Okay, so rolling, so we have this road, the trail, that we look at, okay, and then, cool, so this is going to the local areas of Monica. Sorry.
You come out here and you can either go to this side.
And when so our senior, the farm call, that is what you're.
That's what it just specified. You just have to
No.
put it out in the mail.
You're a salesman, no, for me, I gated it as a sale, like a good thing, and like dogs are because you get, what's the one in my place? Something on this thing, security and all that. I know, they purchase houses, but you say that as being.
A lot of this
Well, in any case,
I feel like going to give, I don't want to give you
You want to get a close-up?
Is there gonna be an HOA?
But one of the things that.
The township's going to
usually we don't have to get create
so like that, not false, like a false, some sort of a.
Just a thought, I'm not trying to be.
I think dog park is
Each individual apartment is not.
Yes, it's already
building materials.
Well, yeah, that's a great question.
It is.
Is there going to be,
That's behind the road.
So there's going to be an HOA.
This bottom number.
That's under the HOA, right?
Forward with this project, which I think is a real, my attorney here, Bert, he's been around forever, he thinks it's fabulous. No, not forever, for a short time.
I'm excited to say I'll start the motion.
I'll second.
Second, okay, I'll take a roll call. Trustee Rivera?
yes.
Trustee Conley?
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Garwin?
Yes.
Supervisor Ballage?
Yes.
This is for Walter Farm.
Okay, and we're going to have a Purdy Farm discussion next month. We have a different division, a lot of boys coming out. Actually, the boys are coming out. The boys will be here next month, I'll present that. So anyway, everybody here will be real excited with all this stuff that we're doing. Because it's going to benefit everybody that lives here. Every single person is going to find out that the township is going to do some stuff that will benefit. We're going to be a model for everybody when we're done. But anyway, we'll stop talking about that. Highway Commissioner Brent Porfilio.
How's everybody doing? Okay, so the first thing I gotta do here, I gotta present the Homer Township Road District tentative budgets for equipment and building fund and for the road and bridge fund. This is for the fiscal year starting April 1st, 2022, and it runs through March 31st, 2023. The clerk published the notice of public hearing, which is scheduled in a few weeks for May 9th. I want to run through a couple of numbers first before I go to my next topic to give you a grasp of the tax money that we're saving. Yeah, this is May 9th is the public hearing for this. Okay, so for the road and bridge fund, the previous commissioner had levied a tax of $4.53 million last year. Of that $4.53 million, $2.41 million were put in the budget. The rest was a tax share that went back to the municipal sections of the township. The tax levy for this round is going to be for road and bridge $1.5 million. That's a 68% reduction. Besides the assets that were transferred over to the Homer Glen Public Works Department, there were a number of drastic cuts that I took in staff, in benefits, in the working operations of the road district, and on the capital improvements programs. So it wasn't just, oh, we have a tax reduction because we gave everything away. That's not the case. We have a skeleton staff of 2 people that are doing everything for the 21 miles. 2 people. We have no administrative staff. We have 2 laborers that do everything, and they also do the books with me. And you can't go any lower than that. That's the minimum you can have. So we're saving lots of tax money for the taxpayers of Homer Township, which includes Homer Glen, the east half of Lockport, and small pieces of Lockport,
Lamont, and New Lenox, small pieces. The other fund is the equipment and building fund. It's much smaller. There's no tax share with the equipment and building fund. Everything that we levy, that goes back into the budget. The previous tax levy was $550,000. That was reduced by 50%. I'm sorry, 57%, down to $250,000 for the next tax year. So we're saving money, we're cutting costs, we're cutting the way, being more efficient with our operations. We're going to bid on a lot of things with more bidders. We're casting a wider net with all of our bidding documents versus how we did it previously, so we get tight bids. And I'll get into the recent bids that we got in a couple minutes here. So that's the budget. So lots of tax savings. We're cutting a lot out, if you all care. I know you do. Okay, so there's three other things I want to discuss pretty quickly. I want to be transparent with everything. So the Homer Township Road District building used to be the Public Works for Homer Glen, and now it's located further west in the blue building you can see from 151st Street. When it was provided to us last year, it's just a shell. There's no running water, there's no fire protection system, there's no pavement, there's no bathrooms, there's no offices, there's nothing in there, it's just a shell. So the first thing that we have to do is we have to make it a functioning Township Road District building and facility. So to do that, we're letting out and bidding out 3 contracts for improvements to the Road District building and property. They were just bid out and awarded this past week. We have a water and sewer trench we're running from 151st Street to the building. We have paving that's going to be done on the gravel access road and on the apron approach to the building. And the third one is for the build out itself inside the building. We're putting in offices, running water finally, showers, a bathroom, and a fire protection system. And we're also doing upgrades to the building with new fencing and new gutters that we've had done. Next item, the network should be done by this fall. It's starting this month. The Roadway Program. What are we spending money on for capital improvements? We have 21 miles of roadway. We're going to try to do about a mile a year. That's around 250 to 300,000. For this year, it's going to be Forest Manor. I don't know if anybody lives in Forest Manor, but the roads there are pretty horrendous. When I did my walkthrough of all of our assets, it had roads rated on a scale of 1 to 10 of a 2. So you can only imagine how bad it is. So we're putting our money in Forest Manor this year. I'm also going out to some companies for the investigation of the Smith Road bridge replacement over Bull Run Creek on the west end of town. We're going to see how much budget we have left to improve that. I had a meeting with the City of Lockport this week with Ben Benson and Brent Cann, the Public Works Director. We're going to be providing funding for the paving and improvements of Farrell Road from the Willow Walk subdivision north to 151st Street. That's going to be a shared funding. Of course, Homer Township Road District is only paying for our pieces that are in our jurisdiction, which is around 0.8 miles. The rest is shared with Lockport Township and with the City of Lockport. And we're on the east half of the Farrell roadway. I also petitioned for a cost share to extend the sidewalk on the east side of Farrell Road. People are walking out in the street to get around parked cars and the lack of a sidewalk from just north of the Willow Walk subdivision up to Bruce Road. It's a dangerous situation. There's a lot of kids that are getting in harm's way with that. So I'm looking to see if I can get cost participation in that to complete that sidewalk gap. The Homer Township Highway Commissioner Special Needs Grant, we have a winner. We're going to be awarding it probably in early May. That's going to be in concert with the Ability Awareness Committee in Homer Glen with Nicole Laha. And the last item is all of the IGAs have finally been signed with the Village of Homer Glen for the road district and for a few other things, including the Homer Fest. And that's everything I have. If anybody has any questions.
Brent, you want to tell us a little about the grindings and the event center? It's a good time to ask people.
The Trentina Farm, you want to talk about?
Yeah.
Okay, so, the land use committee, Carmen, myself, and Steve, we're trying to generate a reduction in the taxes for the people of the township, and we have a lot of land that we're trying to develop and turn into a revenue source. And one of the properties that we're looking at right now, besides a couple of them that were mentioned tonight, is the Trentina Farm. It's not very far down the road here. It's about maybe, 2 miles west of here. There's a large plot of land on the north side of the street, and there's a dog park on the south side of the street right now. What I've been doing recently is to try to cut costs for the paving portion of this build-out. By the way, it's going to be an events center. We have a landscape architect that we have procured to do a rendering for the public. That's supposed to be done by the first week of May to show the layout of what we want to do with the property, both north of 151st Street for events and south of 151st Street for wedding venues. And this depending on how much money we have funded for this, we may have to phase it in pieces, or we could also try to do it all now. The longer you wait, of course, for building things, there's escalation costs in labor and materials every year that you don't want to have to deal with if you don't have to. So we're all excited pretty much about this, and probably at the next meeting, maybe we'll have some renderings that we can present to people that are out in the public tonight, that hopefully show up next time. If you want to see what's going on in the exciting new Homer Township vision of getting taxes reduced down to nothing, that's the bottom line we want to do for the road district and the township, is completely get rid of taxes. So we need more revenue sources. So I'm getting that. You're brutal.
I know I am.
So for the north side of 151st Street, I don't know how many of you have been at Trentina Farm and see how large the parcel is. I don't know if anybody's ever seen that. I think they had a TV show that was just over there shooting a pilot. But anyways, the north side of it is all the way up by the warehouses. If you've ever been out there. So if you stood on 151st Street, there's a silo out there and a couple of abandoned buildings and structures, and there's a playground off to the left side. But a lot of it's going to be parking facilities. And it's also going to be facilities for tents and events like Homerfest and things like that. And so because of that, we have, I think, over 1,500 cars we're trying to shoot for as a goal for how many parking stalls we're going to try to have north of 151st Street. And of course, to pave all that, the asphalt is about $120 a ton, 100 to 120 bucks a ton right now. In order to fray that cost, we are reaching out to a lot of the local municipalities, including Homer, Glen, and Lockport, to try to get the asphalt grindings, where they can deliver them to the site, and we can use them, we can break them up and use them as a pavement layer on the top of the stone. So that's coming, and I'm trying to get agreements with people that are going to be providing the grindings and see if they can commit to how many tons they can commit to, so I can keep track of how much we need and how much we're going to get. So that's something that I think that's pretty exciting right now. And stay tuned. Every meeting, we're going to be trying to provide you with more information on these developments. That's all I got.
Thank you, man. Now, any of the cities out there that are watching this thing on a video, we need your grindings. We're not going to charge you to dump. So, it's close by, so come and dump it over here at Homer Township. Okay. This next thing, we have Carmen Morales, assessor report.
Hello, everybody. What's going on in the assessor's office? We're taking applications for senior freeze. County used to roll them over with COVID. This year, they actually said, nope, we're opening them back up. Any seniors out there want to get on the freeze, please re-put your application in. We've been kind of advertising it and let everybody know. So I'm just kind of giving that a heads up. They start closing that towards the end of June, so we want to make sure we get these in pretty quick. The other thing we're also working on is we're getting our 2022 assessment books ready for turnover to the county by the end of July. So we're doing some massive appraisal, looking, kind of reaching out and see where we're at with the valuations for the homes. Processes before, it seemed like it was like a nitpick, you know, look at this house, look at this house. We do it a little differently. We're taking a whole subdivision, we're analyzing the whole entire subdivision, and we're seeing how the equalized value of that subdivision is, and that's where we're gonna get our assessments from. We're not reassessing this year, we're just overlooking to see where we may be able to reassess going into the quad next year. And it just gives us a good forecast of how we want to do it going forward. And that's what we're working on right now. So that's all. That's really all. The other thing is, you know, Steve's touched base a little bit on one thing. We did cut the taxes for the township by 16%, which I think is wonderful, and you know, that's what we all kind of worked very hard to do and put our budgets up. So.
Thank you.
Okay, now we screwed up on the agenda because we didn't include the committee reports, but hey, what are you going to do, right? So Matt Conley and Mike Bonomo are on the land use committee as of last month. We just haven't had a meeting with them yet, but it'll be coming. So we kind of don't have a land use committee report because we didn't have a meeting. You know, the stuff that we did, what we're talking about now, is what we did prior to the committee when we were kind of like a task force, figuring it out, brainstorming, come up with the right idea to make it all work. And so now we have an actual committee which will meet occasionally, only when we need to. And then we got Mike Bonomo, his committee with the seniors. I don't know if you had anything to report.
Yeah, just, you know, I had Angel Chick and Mark Arwin out today helping me out with the seniors. Cindy Laha wasn't able to come out, which she normally is with me, so they had an idea. Well, Mark's been there before. Angel was your first time, and had a chance to see what we're doing for the seniors, and I think it's a great event. This is the largest turnout I've had so far, and we are planning a tea event for the seniors. We announced it at the Zingo today, and I had 26 people sign up for it, and it's being posted on the village website as well, so it's going to be a great turnout there. And everything's going to be leading up to the Senior Expo, which we're going to have on September 10th. You'll hear more about it as we put information together on it, and it's getting better each month. And the seniors are coming, they all go with a full stomach because we feed them, they're winning money, a little bit of money, and it's just a good time. They're all leaving with smiles on their face and a full stomach. So it's a good time. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike. Okay. Motion to approve all bills for March 22nd, Founders Crossing Bond, Founders Crossing General Assistance, Open Space, Park Developer Contribution, Park Town Road, Bridge, and Equipment and Building. You get a motion to approve the bills.
I'll start the motion.
I'll second.
Take a roll call. Trustee Conley?
Yes.
Trustee Bonomo?
Yes.
Trustee Garwin?
Yes.
Trustee Rivera?
Yes.
Supervisor Ballich?
Yes.
Motion passes.
Okay, then old business, we have check out what's happening, which is in the blog for the township, elected officials to post additional information regarding current events. So we have a thing called What's Happening, and the trustees can post stuff on there. You know, they'll give it to the office, and the office will put it on there for them. So they'll tell you some stuff that's going on if they want. If they don't want, it's up to them. I'm not going to hit them on the head if they don't do it. So anyway, we move on from there to pretty much adjournment because we don't have anything else. So get a motion to adjourn.
I'll start the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any nays? Motion passes.
Okay, meeting's adjourned.
7:48.